Um, well, let's just use this as an example. Okay, so you can probably get this is like part of a railing piece or something like that. It could be part of a treve or something, or and this is made out of aluminum. And so this needs to be cleaned up. This is just a demo piece. It's not perfect. And so if you wanted to get a Chinese version of this, because this is not perfect, it needs to be straightened and whatever. Just pretend this is a perfect piece. You could get something, that's made out of, hollow stamped, bent crap from China, and this will cost you, $2, $3, whatever it is for one of these. If you forge it, maybe you charge, $10 a piece for this. And so the people are like, well, why can't I just buy the $2 one and not spend $10 on a forged one that's done by hand? And that's something I think Rory has to deal with constantly. Um, there's a tipping point for brand name. Yeah, and that's a good point, Rory. I mean, if you can work and build yourself a brand, and then people are buying your forged work, like this piece was done by Burroughs Forge, or something like that. And motorcycles, I'm guessing what Rory is kind of referring to is those custom bike places, you know, um, where you get, or Monkey Garage would be a better analogy for me because I have watched Monkey Garage, or Gas Monkey Garage, um, which is a show that has its own issues. But the idea behind, like, you're buying something from Gas Monkey because you like the TV show, you like the mechanics, you like the whole brand kind of idea behind it, and so you buy a Gas Monkey car that costs a lot more than it would be if you just went to Joe Schmo's shop and they did something similar. So yeah, Gimper, I like that too. Yeah, the final challenge for Fortune Fire. Large social media personalities that entertain yet sell a product for promo, or for primo. Um, Demographic looking to learn. Yeah. Um, I mean, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, definitely you can build up your social media. I mean, guys, I'll be honest with you. That's one of the reasons why I started Twitch. Not that I am have a shop or anything, but the idea really behind me initially and how I explained it to my wife to be able to start doing this was that I would have this built-in audience of potentially millions or whatever that's on Twitch, that could come in and hang out with us and build stuff, but then could also buy our bottle openers. And so I mean that was kind of an idea for me, is to have this built-in audience, and build popularity on Twitch, and then use that audience to hopefully sell some of the products, and people who like Burroughs Forge and wants to support the channel and support me, and just have a piece of our community. And they could buy things on um, on Etsy or whatever it is. And I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I don't want to. Some people might think, oh, Burroughs is Forge is here just to make money. Well, I've been doing this for 6 months and I haven't sold one thing. I've given away plenty of stuff just to friends of the channel and stuff. And bottle openers we given away, steak flippers we given away. At some point, I would like to open up a shop, but it's a long process. And I'm really here because it's good for me to be here as a blacksmith, and I love sharing this kind of stuff with you and helping people get started. I think a lot of us want to do something, um, creative. I think you guys are probably a lot of crafter type watchers because that's the channel that we're in. But I think a lot of people want to get into something like falconry or beekeeping or painting or woodworking or whatever it is. And my goal here is also to kind of I'm just like average guy, just like everybody else, and help you create and help you build upon your own skill set, because I love playing video games just like everybody else. Rory and I are supposed to play Pirates at some point. So, there's a lot of gamers in here too, but I think a lot of us have this crafting side that yet, at least I do. I have this crafting side that I gotta constantly building and learning and all of that. So, Um, let's see. I never understood the idea that someone trying to make money is a bad thing. Yeah, there's definitely bad ways to go about it, though, Gangles, I guess. So we just got to be um, understanding of that, making sure that, we're doing it the right way. Love the setup of Twitch, intentions of your stream and this journey. Great content. Well, thanks, Rory. I appreciate that. And yeah, thank you, Gangles. It's good. I think and it's been, I mean, I think anybody can do it, and I think anybody can start a stream. You don't have to have the fancy cameras. We could just have this GoPro and do it, or the C920 webcam. Um, but it's also, allowed, built up a lot for me. There's talks I've had about sponsorships on the channel, kind of, that I haven't really pursued because I don't really think I have the value to give to that yet. But um, you started streaming just your phone? Yeah, I've seen a lot of streamers use their phone. This is a nice phone, so I'm sure it would do nice for it. But I've done some streaming on here, kind of with some apps and stuff. But that's a good way to start. The biggest problem, and we'll talk about this a little bit, Rory, is like getting started, because there's a lot of, and I'm suffer from this too. There's a lot you can do with planning. So recently I've been looking at laser cutters, and I think I finally just kind of said not right now, because um, now that I have a job, though, I might look at it again. It's just tough because the laser I'm looking at getting is quite a bit of money. Um, but I can have like a payment of like $200 a month or something for it. A lot of the stuff that I wanted to make, I found, was copyright material, and I didn't realize that. So there's a lot of people with Etsy shops and stuff um, that sell like Marvel characters or something like that. Well, all that is illegal, and so eventually that those shops will get taken down, and then you can't start another shop. So um, yeah, so this is the Corsair Virtuoso. They call it the flagship or something. I got it at TwitchCon, and it's all metal body, which is nice. And so that's like if I drop it or bang it against stuff, it's like metal, so it should hopefully hold together. And then, yes, it's supposed to have like a mini condenser mic. The mic is supposed to be better, but I also do have a little bit of compression and stuff on this mic through a program called Voicemeeter, which is the devil. And I don't think anybody should use Voicemeeter, including me. But that's just kind of what I started with, and so far I've kind of just done it. But it's caused me like days of headache before. Um, but I kind of have a really weird setup. So, and Rory's going to run into this him when he starts. We're not. This isn't a typical ideal setup for streaming. What I would want to have is like a nice microphone, that has an XLR cable to go into my Go XLR, and but I kind of jury rigged the whole thing and not using a wireless headset. So there's a whole bunch of problems like that. So um, yeah, I've heard about a couple of them. I heard OBS has something in it that you can kind of mess with too. So premedicated, there are some other alternatives. What I would do premedicated, not, I mean, this is, I can tell you how you can get a solution possibly is not on OBS Live. I think there's something in here in OBS, like the regular OBS. Hey, what's up, noob? Thanks for that follow. I appreciate it. If you like go into tools or something, but there's somewhere in just the regular OBS, there's some kind of thing you can do to add in compression and stuff in your audio. I thought, or there's a plugin or something that you get. But what you should do is there's a guy named Harris Heller. Go into his channel, tip him 300 bits, and say, what alternatives are there to Voicemeeter to compress my USB mic? And then he should be able to tell you a couple of those, or somebody in the channel should be able to tell you. Um, he's a great guy just to go and give one shot questions to if it's not already on his, like, little specific stuff like that. Sometimes he knows. But there's like two or three other programs you can use. Um, and so it's just not really an ideal setup. And so for us, the people who do these kind of garage streams where you want to have like a certain setup, you gotta find a lot of workarounds. And it just doesn't kind of work. Well, what's nice about this too, Orly, is that I also have RTX or NVIDIA RTX voice on here. Um, so here's one of my projects. Someone was like, "Oh, just follow your heart and do whatever," and I came out with this ugly. This is supposed to be like a leaf bottle opener that's cracked and completely fallen apart, and um, this thing is awful. But anyway, so I can take this and run this machine, and I can still talk to you guys while I actually run this here, and you guys should still be able to hear me pretty well, which is kind of nice. And so having this kind of set up so I can run power tools, but then still talk to you at least good enough so you can hear me, I think has been important, and hopefully that worked. But um, launch OBS to follow on and crash your PC. Sorry to hear that, premedicated. What I said is there is a guy that you should check out. His name is Harris Heller. Worked really well. Thanks, Orly. Okay, so there's a guy you should check out named Harris Heller. He streams a few days a week. But if you tip him like 300 bits or something, you can ask a question in chat. And I mean, you can always ask questions and stuff, and sometimes he'll answer them. But if you tip 300 bits, then he'll actually answer it, like for sure. And basically, you just ask him what other options besides Voicemeeter can I use to adjust my my USB sound quality, and then he should be able to tell you, and he'll give you a couple options or something at least, and that's what I would recommend. I mean, Harris is a guy that he's got some great YouTube content on streaming, and if I need to find out a kind of a specific kind of weird answer, I'll pop into his channel sometimes and ask him a question. And the reason why I say 300 bits because I think he has like a minimum message or something set up for 300 bits, which is like $3. And the other thing you could do is possibly go into his Discord, and they have stuff in there that you can like poke around in there and ask a question. You might be able to find an answer, but the Discord is tough. I mean, it could work for you, it might not. It's kind of full with a lot of people and a lot of noisy people. So yeah, he's great. All right, guys. Well, I think we should actually get some work done. So let's look at actually getting the stream going. We're gonna try to work on finishing. I want to try to finish this hanger today. At least to the point. I mean, I probably still need to buff it out. Rory, you work a lot with aluminum. What do you recommend for getting off? Like, see how this is kind of got these dark things on it. And is there a way I can make this shiny? Do you know? Like, look at all this stuff. Like, I don't need to fix this piece up. But it's got some char from the wood and some other things on it. And so that hanger, though, I would love to buff it up.